Okay, we're back. Carburetor on the CS-370 Echo. All I did off camera was spray it with some brake cleaner, hit it with some compressed air just to knock all the loose stuff off the outside of it. And then I also like to have a little clean rag when it starts blowing this thing apart to put pieces in. Now, 1 second. If you've never taken one of these apart, first of all, like I always say, take pictures. Take a picture of this angle. This way you know where everything lines up. Take a picture of this. Or you can also, it's like I say, this is for someone who's never done this, they're nervous, they're like, I don't know, I'm gonna screw it up. Do this. Get you something that'll scratch. Put a line or an X here, and then put one right here. Make sure it's deep enough that any solvents won't take it off. That's why you don't want to use a marker. I don't know if you can see that. I can see it perfectly. Just put a X on this piece and right here. You do the same thing over here, even though it's self-explanatory because your idle screw goes up against the stop. But you know, if you're not sure, do it on the easier side. Just put a little X here and a little X here, and don't do it on your numbers, your carburetor numbers, in case you can't get this to work and you need to order a new one. And this way you can read the numbers on the carb. All right, now get you a good screwdriver. Just start popping her apart. Be careful not to drop stuff. Now, this is what I like to do as I'm taking them apart. Put all the pieces and see if that don't want to pop off. Be ginger with it, because you don't want to have to buy a kit. Sometimes a couple taps help, and just like that. Just like that. And here's your screen, and I do see some trash. I don't know if you can, but I see trash caught on the screen. Now, it shouldn't be bad where we keep it from running right, but that tells me there's just trash in this carburetor. And we'll pull all this apart and clean it here in a minute. I just like to tear the carburetor apart first. So that's your fuel pump, and this is going to be the metering diaphragm. These screws are quite a bit smaller, so be careful. Easy to lose, easy to lose. Yeah, ethanol gas is hard on these diaphragms. A little bit of trash I saw in there can definitely go watch this. I guess I don't have any more left. So this is where it gets tricky, is removing this without destroying the diaphragms. Oh. To me, unless it's really filthy, this diaphragm is in good shape. It's soft, it's pliable, there's no tears. There's no tears. I don't see heavy ethanol. That's probably from the fuel they're using. So I'm gonna say possibly this one just got dirty. Just from what I'm seeing in the screen. Not horrible, but just probably enough in the right spot to screw it up. So I'm going to get a razor blade and I'm going to see if we can't take them diaphragms off without destroying it. 1 second, let me find a razor blade. Well, I guess I'll steal this one. Okay. So I like to try to come underneath here. Easy, easy. Nice and flat. Now, if we had a new kit, it wouldn't matter. But I don't have a kit. I'm just trying to do a clean and reuse. So just carefully slide it up under there. Try to lift that up. This is like probably the hardest part, because some of these you just can't. Some of these, they've had ethanol run through them and been sitting with ethanol. You will not be able to do this. Guaranteed, almost. We got one spot here, but you know what? It actually looks pretty good in there. So I'd like to get it back here though, clean that jet out. I don't know if we're gonna stop. I'm just gonna cheat, come in here with brake clean, try to get some right down in here, jet underneath the needle, and just hose it, and then I'm gonna close that back off, and then I'm gonna spray it through all this, spray carb cleaner and every orifice on this, and then we'll put it back together. 1 second. Okay, so we cheated it. Oh, now it wants to lift off, but oh well. Now, if you're not sure, this one doesn't matter as much, but you can see your mark. You can line them up. I mean, this is kind of like a emergency in the field, or you got a job to do and cannot get a carburetor anytime soon. This is just something you can try, a quick cleanup. It's important not to get crazy with the air compressor. I know I didn't show that part, and maybe I will another time when I'm set up for that. But when you're blowing through everything with the straw on your brake cleaner, then you want to follow it up with some compressed air, but just be careful. You don't want to get the air too crazy, or you can damage the little Welch plug out and lose it or something like that. Just, I like to make sure these are good and snug, especially since that diaphragm is being reused. This way you don't have a leak in the carburetor. And like I say, no guarantee this is even going to make it run right. Now here's your diaphragm for your fuel pump. There ain't too much to get dirty underneath there, and the way that feels, I don't want to try peeling it off. So again, I'm just going to hit this with brake clean, throw it back on real quick. That's it. See that center? Well, usually this is up against the throttle. Sometimes you got to hold that back while you put it on, but that might be why I don't want to idle, because it's not even holding the idle screw open, so it tells me the idle is all the way down on this chainsaw. I never checked any of it. I just wanted to make a video of cleaning the carburetor. There it is. Now installing, just reverse of putting it in. So maybe we'll do a separate video of that.